All right, we're good to go.
All right, we are live here. Kyle McGregor here calling from Southern California. Great to see everybody on here. This is what we do on a weekly basis for many different reasons because we want to make sure everybody is on point in regards to the forward thinking, what we're doing with the organization. We want to help your business, expand and grow and get to a place of momentum while the company is growing into that space. So what we're doing here every single week, we tap in every Sunday evening at 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time to make sure that you get all the proper information from the last week, but also the training, the mindset, the philosophies, the skill sets you need to learn to build a business efficiently and effectively. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have Micah share the screen there and go through a couple of different things that are happening. We got two brilliant minds that have helped put together what we have here today with the systems that we have. But, corporate brings us up to date on what I would suggest is make sure you're tapping into every Saturday morning at 8 o'clock Pacific. They have a call, an update call from corporate. And one of the things that they're announcing, we just hit just the main points here on a weekly basis because we want to get through to the meat and potatoes of the training and the call that we're having here. But a cause for the swab for the cause. Guys, we are getting behind making health a habit, truly shifting a place of sickness, a society of sickness that we've been really being inundated with all these things that take this pill to make you better, but you've got to take another pill. Guys, getting off of these things that are habitually hurting our health and shifting it to a plant-based concept where we can actually give our bodies what we need. This is huge. So health is the new high, and this is where we're getting behind. You will hear John and I talk about this every Thursday night, as well as Tina and Kelly every Tuesday night. But on to the next slide, sir. We have a holiday bonus, by the way, that's happening right here, right now. What you want to do is make sure you engage as much as humanly possible. And really, it's a true customer acquisition model. So we're rewarding people for doing the things that they should be doing anyway. So during the month of October, if you post 10 Facebook Uforia live event pictures and tag it Uforia Live, and then enroll 10 new customers or customers/nutritionists in that time frame in October, you're now qualified to double your November's first start bonuses. So that's big. I mean, imagining doubling that, seeing that every day where those numbers will increase. So next. You can actually, it doesn't matter what level you're at. You could be just starting off. You get excited. Ignorance on fire is more important than knowledge on ice. You get into action and you want to bring a group of people on either a physically live event and or let's say a Zoom call. You can actually book Ron to do that. Go to that website, take a quick screenshot of this, make sure you book that, and then build into that for your own personal event where the CEO himself will be on your actual event. DNA Cafe, we have Tina and Kelly, one of the most phenomenal minds in this space, the dynamic duo, the power couple we have here in place. Guys, tap in. They are injecting you with positivity every single day. And what we get, what we focus on most of the time is what we receive. So what they're doing is they're supporting you and creating that motivation within to actually do the actions and activities necessary for you to win your business. So tune in Monday through Friday on that call. Synergy is really the key component in helping create a larger success in anything you do. And us coming together as a team and as an organization and building a platform where we can all tap into it and learn from it and walk the same walk is going to be key. And you can see what synergy creates success within an organization. You can see just the numbers alone, the engagement of what people are doing and sharing the vision and the story of what we have here with Uforia as we continue to show you how to use our platform here with Rapid Funnel with Team Empire. It's going to blow you away. So on to the next. And we have contests we're doing. This is so fun. What we do is we gamify what it is that we have here. And we reward people for doing the actions and activities you should be doing. So Carmen, you're killing it right now. Number one, at least in this specific competition that we have here, Sherry Girl, Tina Butler, Julia Worry, John Malott. Again, we have this competition that's happening right here, right now for the month of October until from the 11th to the 31st. That's when it ends, okay? Midnight Eastern Standard Time. 5 people will win $100 and exclusive training from John Malott. And all you need is 40 new unique exposures, 40 new people that you're sharing the 90-second video with, and they click on it to watch it, okay? And you can do that as many times as you want. So in multiples of 40, 80, keep going. As many times as you get your cumulative 40 new exposures in this month, your name will go into a drawing. The top 5 people will receive $100 cash and exclusive training from John Malott. So that's fantastic. On October 20th, we wanted to make sure that we recognized people that were promoting this event as well. And you can do it through the Rapid Funnel platform with Team Empire. And our top two that were promoting it efficiently through this platform is Tina Butler, You Rock the House, as well as Sherry Girl. Again, both influencers in the company. They're both going on this trip. We're going in November on the cruise, all paid expense vacation from Uforia. Congratulations to them, as well as, again, I was talking about Carmen just rocking the scoreboard, was getting these exposures through the platform so we can share the big picture of what we're doing. All right, I'm going to talk about how you can actually be reminded, because a lot of times we get busy in life, and I always love getting text reminders. And we have an event happening Monday through Saturday, except for Fridays. But Monday through Thursday, we have a business overview from each leader in the organization of Team Empire. And then we have Saturdays, we have that update call from corporate. And Sundays, we have this every single Sunday. We have this training. So text Empire to 85775. That's in the subject line. In the subject line is Empire. You want to text the number 85775. And guys, you can pick and choose which events you want to participate in. If you just want to be on, Luke Hessler's call with Lori and Tom Court, then you pick on that Monday overview that you can promote into, and then the Sunday training, or whatever you'd like to get reminders for. Or if you want the Tina and Kelly's call on Tuesday, or John Malott and my call on Thursdays, guys, just pick and choose which one you want. You can have all of them. I personally get notified in all of them, so I can promote into them. So it's up to you. Make sure you utilize this amazing platform that Micah has put together for us. And then you want to install and share this Rapid Funnel platform we have. Yes, we're going to be talking about this, and we're going to be utilizing this. And every time we're sharing things, we're talking about sharing it through Rapid Funnel. So, guys, it doesn't matter if you're old school, if you're 18 years old or 80 years old, it doesn't matter. You learn a simple aspect. Whether you think you're technologically inept or not, it doesn't matter. It's real simple. Anybody can learn how to utilize this and do this. So you go to your Rapid Funnel app, you click on onboarding, on extended trainings, and then there, click on what is shown on there. So we're going to show you exactly how to do that here today as well. But that is, you actually share that to your team on more training under onboarding of Get the App. So you can send that to them. They can actually open it up and learn how to download the app, so you don't have to walk through every step.
Hey, Kyle, we lost you for a second, buddy.
Kyle, I think you're on mute, bro.
How am I doing now? It's like I was pantomiming, apparently. I was just talking highly of you, John. Forgive me. What I was trying to say is, this is really the reason why I am here. Most everybody is here today is because of this gentleman here. This has become one of my dearest friends, somebody that is just fun and down to earth, but just crazy, wildly successful for many different reasons. You understand why. Mr. John Malott, not only has he created a tremendous wealth himself, but he's taught people how to generate financial independence for themselves as well. And so blessed to have him leading from the front, a true servant in his mentality of leadership. Mr. John Malott, you there?
Yes, sir. Kyle, appreciate you, brother. And of course, I can't say enough about what you continue to do for the organization, your leadership, your organization skills, keeping us on point and on track. It really is refreshing. Your professionalism is on next level. So thank you. And then congratulations to those that are leading the organization, leading by example, which is, critical. I always talk about, staying focused, leading by example, and keeping things simple. And we've got leadership that really gets it. And it really leads me into my topic, which is onboarding, how to get people started, what I do when it comes to building the business. And I'm going to be very brief, because the key to this whole thing is duplication. I want you to think in terms of what duplicates, not necessarily what works. We've been programmed and conditioned forever to do what works. And that, when you focus on what works, you tend to focus on getting results. And there's nothing wrong with that. In the end, results are what we're looking for. But when you focus on what duplicates, that's what leads to freedom. Using what duplicates gives you leverage. The reason why we're in a business like this, of course it's to make money. That there's no question about that. You wouldn't get into business, not to make money. A good fruit tree produces fruit. A good business produces money. But the key here, the difference, the thing that we have different here than you would have anywhere else is you have the ability to not only have financial freedom, but you have the ability to have time freedom. In the end, I believe the time freedom is more important. What we want to be able to do is spend more time with our family. We want to, be able to do the things that we want to do, impact society, whatever it is, you know what you would do with your time if you had time freedom. So I focus heavily on what duplicates. The key to this thing is we want it to grow so that it can be 30 levels deep and it can be 3 countries over. And how do we do that? Well, number one, we have the app. We have the Rapid Funnel app. So what we've done is we've combined, high tech, which is the app, which I can show a busy person how they can build a large organization because we got a high tech tool that allows them to push buttons right from their hand. They've got a Fortune 500 type high tech tool that allows them to press buttons and it does everything for them. What the biggest thing that's happening with the Rapid Funnel app is that we can really start to create and understand our ratios. You can win any game if you understand your ratios. In baseball, we know what the ratios are. It's pretty clear. If you bat 300 in baseball, they'll pay you millions of dollars to bat 300. What does that mean? It means that, you're hitting the ball 3 times out of 10, basically. And so you can strike out 7 times out of 10 and still make millions of dollars. The challenge for a lot of new affiliates that come in, they step up to the plate. If they don't hit a home run on their first couple of tries, they think that they're failing. They think that they're not making it happen. If they don't get their team duplicating in the, right out of the gate, they think that there's something wrong with them. And sometimes it is. Sometimes it's just making a couple of little adjustments. But once you understand that this is the numbers game, and when you start to figure out what your ratios are, like I know my ratios, I know that for about every 10 people that I talk to, I'm going to get 3 people almost every time. Now, sometimes those ratios get a little bit better. I'm still working on it because I haven't even been here for a year, but I'm catching on to the ratios where a brand new person might have to talk to 10 people to get 1. Now you can still beat me. And how can you beat me? If I get 3 out of 10 and you get 1 out of 10 right now, how do you beat me? Well, you just do more activity. And that's the beauty of this business because it truly is an equal opportunity. It doesn't matter your background. None of these things make any difference. It's whoever does the most activity. So what I love about our duplication system is we've gamified it so that we can focus on activity, so that we can focus on the proper activity that's necessary. Number one, for us to have personal success, and that's, of course, adding value to ourselves. But number 2, building an organization that gives us leverage. It's called duplication. It's what I learned a long time ago, that if you just learn the information, you can build a business of about 5 to 10 people. If you learn the information to teach it to somebody else, you can build a business of about 50 to 100 people. But if you get the concept down of teach to teach, you can build an organization of thousands and thousands of people. The key today is we've got these high-tech tools like you're looking at right now that allows us to teach quicker because I can press buttons inside an app and I can get my brand new affiliate onboarded quickly. The other thing that I can do with the app is when I'm working within my organization and someone is struggling, they're saying, well, I'm not getting the results. I can have them screenshot their front page. Matter of fact, Micah, can I take over the screen real quick to share a picture? Let me just do this real quick. I don't want to throw us off, but let me share this with you real quick. Now here's a picture. Can you see this, Micah? Can everybody see that? No?
No.
Okay. All right. Never mind.
Yeah.
Hold on. How about now?
Here you
Yes.
Okay. So here's a picture of my home screen of my Rapid Funnel app. It's the first thing that I see when I go in. So I can look and I can see, okay, I've got a total of 705 exposures. 664 are engaged. That means 94% of them have opened up and have gone through and watched a video. They're looking at something. This month I've got 99, and well, you can start to see this week I got to pick up the pace. I've got 59 different resources that I can tap into. What are the resources? I'm going to show you that in just a second. I got surveys. I've got videos. I've got trainings. I've got a State of the Union. I have a lot of options for exposing people to the information. And then it shows me the contest. So if I'm working with somebody and they tell me that they're struggling or things aren't happening for them, from a duplication standpoint, I need to know what they're doing. I can't go by what they tell me. I used to have people back in the olden days, I used to have people send me over their calendar. Now I don't need to, because we can take a screenshot of the front page and I can get a pretty good idea of the reasons why they're not having the success that they need. First off, if I look at their front page and they've got 2 exposures for the month, it'll tell me, look, you're going to have to get at least 10 in so we can figure out how many out of 10 that we're getting. Maybe, and so I can start to coach, guide, and direct our people by using this app. Now I'm gonna stop sharing my screen, and Mike, I'm gonna let you turn it back over because I want to take them through. I want to take you quickly through the process that I use. So and then Micah can share with you how to get logged into the new Uforia rapid funnel. So here's the first thing I do, guys. When you take a look at the resources, the first thing you see is prospecting path. So the prospecting path is real simple. What do? We have to, so click on prospecting path. You see it says sample scripts, expose, present, follow up, and enroll. This is every step in the cycle. We have a cycle, a real simple business cycle, and we do it over and over and over. We call it mastering the mundane. Nothing fancy, just over and over and over. Why can't it be fancy? Why do we not want our personalities to be in? Why do we not want superstar salespeople involved? Because a lot of times when you talk to a superstar salesperson, if you ask them how do they do what they do, they can't even explain to you. They just what I do. I've been doing it for so long. Well, the challenge with that, it doesn't duplicate. Yes, you might be able to make a whole bunch of money, but if you can't get it duplicating, you'll never be free. Again, at some point, guys, we're going to be opening this up in different countries. So when we go into a country that you can't speak the language, it doesn't matter how great of a salesperson you are, because your communication skills mean nothing if you go into a country that doesn't speak the same language. When you start with the end in mind, which is having a clear, simple, duplicatable, process-oriented path, now it's a game changer. Now all we got to do is inside of our technology, we simply change the language. Right now you can do, inside the Rapid Funnel app, we can do English and Spanish. Right out the gate, you can be building with Spanish-speaking people today, even before we start marketing into, Spanish-speaking countries. So here's what I do first. The first thing I do every single time is I hit expose, and then you see where it says nutrition 90 second. I use this 90-second video every single time. So Micah just clicked on it. It then takes me to, you can see what it is. It's just, guys, I've been playing around with this a lot. The 90-second video, I'm getting about 98% of the people watching the entire video. And I make sure, matter of fact, when you go to click on this and send it to somebody via text message or social media, however you're sharing this video, it says right in the copy that we created, it basically tells them it's a 90-second video. Guys, you can get anybody to watch 90-second. All I'm trying to do here is expose. I'm trying to plant the seed. And then you can see where they can fill in their information. They can get little testimonials from some of the people on the team. That little 90-second video, that little 90-second exposure is a powerful first exposure. But that's exactly what it is. It's a first exposure. It's for me, keep these words in mind. We are in the sorting business. We're not in the convincing business. So I use this tool to sort, and I'm looking for people with an interest level high enough to go to the next step. Mike, if you take me back over there to where, then if you look under the prospecting path, the next thing you see is present. So click on present. This is how simple it is. So when I'm following up after they've had the 90-second video, what do you think I say? Let's say I sent it to my friend via text message. If I don't hear back from them within 24 hours, I'm hitting them back a simple text message that basically says, did you watch the 90-second video? And all they can, at this point, there's only 2 things they can say, yes or no. I could teach an army to say, did you watch the 90-second video? They say yes or no. If they say yes, I always ask the same question. It's actually built into the copy when we send the video. I ask them.
He's not on mute. Excuse me. 1 second.
All right. Can you guys hear me? I just muted everybody.
Perfect.
So I asked them. If they say yes, they did watch the video. It's always the same thing. What did you like best about what you saw? I'm not looking for their opinion. I just want to know, what did you like best? I'm looking for them to pull something positive about. I think every single time. You can teach an army to do that. If they say, no, they didn't watch it, I'm going to remind them, hey, man, it's only 90 seconds. I'll hit you back in about 10 minutes. Give you, so I can keep, all I'm trying to do is keep the exposure process in motion, because the numbers tell me it's clear. It takes, in our profession, it takes between 5 and 7 exposures for a person to make a decision. Now, what's interesting about those statistics, sometimes it can be the same exposure, because we're programmed and trained to believe that we need more information and more information to make decisions. So all I'm doing is flowing with human psychology. So now I go from that exposure. My next exposure is going to be a little bit bigger. The first exposure is small. It's easy. I can get anybody to do it. So then I go to the present. If you hit present, now I've got 2 choices here. It says business or customer, but I can tell you these are very interchangeable, because we're leading so often with the product. We've got the sexiest, most relevant product on the planet. There's nothing out there that comes close. I'm sitting down with massive, massive fitness influencers, players, business people. And when I'm walking them through the product that we're delivering to the marketplace and the mission that we're on to change the health habits of well, of course, first here people in America, to swab for a cause, to really get people thinking about their health, getting their foundation in place. And when they see, look, everyone's saying, if you do nothing else for your health, you should do this product. Would you invest, $150 or for free to be able to make sure or ensure that you stay in your health cycle a lot longer before you go into a disease site? I'm not going to go into that. You guys already know this stuff. But so business goes into the Uforia Rush. The reason why I put this under the business is because it's Ron Williams and it's Eric Worre. Eric Worre, of course, has a ton of credibility inside of our profession. He's very recognizable. So people can go in there and they can see that we're connected with hitters. We're connected with professionals, people that get this. And now, of course, Mike is scrolling through, so you can see that right from there, someone could actually go in, because your link is already connected in there. So you can join the team, USA, Canada. They can make a decision right there. Or they can join just as a customer, just from that. Now, we've got people that are doing just that. They're getting this far, and they're popping in at this point. But let's say they don't. I'm going to do the exact same follow-up. Did you watch the video? There's only 2 options, yes or no. Guys, it's duplicatable, because I can teach my 10-year-old every step in my process. By the way, when I'm onboarding a brand new person, all I'm focusing on is for the first 7 days, how many times can you get somebody to watch the 90-second video? Can you get it? Can you get, you got a full-time gig and you're going to put in 15 hours this week, 10 hours this week. Can you get 25 people to watch that 90-second video over the next 7 days? That's all I care about. 7 days. Let's massive action, 7 days. How many people can I get to watch the 90-second video? Because from there, they're going to hear the objections. Because watch this. Here's how it flows. They get the presentation. They can either pick the Uforia Rush or the Mission Nutrition. I tend to lean on the Mission Nutrition video a lot, because it's kind of like this missing piece to the puzzle, where I tell people, here's the missing piece of the puzzle, or here's another piece to the puzzle. And it goes through the entire process of, from start to finish of how the Uforia product is designed, created, and then delivered directly to the customer. It covers a lot of ground. I get a lot of people after watching that video that come on at minimum as a customer. Of course, we're always going to have way more customers than affiliates, but those that understand this game, we want to be thinking like McDonald's. I want to be the McDonald's franchisor, setting up franchisees on every single corner. This is about distribution. How many distribution points can I get set up in Uforia before this thing becomes self-evident, before this thing hits momentum? So I'm using these steps, and I'm staying in this process. I'm condensing the time frames from one video to the next. Now watch this, guys. So now
can I jump in there real quick, John? I think it's important too.
Go ahead.
A lot of times, I think people, and I know some of us have been doing this previously, is because we love the Mission Nutrition video, right? But again, our attention spans are small, and most people are just getting a first exposure. That's why we like to lead in with a 90-second video, and then to the 3-minute video, and then to the Mission Nutrition, because that leads them down this path of discovery, right? And once their interest is piqued, they may not look at a full-blown 7-8 minute orientation, but they'll take 90 seconds, right? And then that's the shoe-in, the lead-in. So again, this is a funnel for a reason. We call it rapid funnel. And this is, again, the processes of the psychology behind why we lead with certain tools. But there's no cookie cutter. So again, this is what we suggest, because we're finding this has been proven to be the most efficient way to lead in. Would you agree?
Absolutely. You're 1,000% right. And when you say funnel, think about it, guys. You're putting people in the top of this thing, and the funnel is sifting through them, and what comes out at the bottom is the good stuff. It's the stuff we want. It's the interested prospect. It's the person who's ready to take their life to the next level. They want to be part of a winning team. They want fulfillment. They want freedom, all these different things. And we're discovering that through this process. But watch this, guys. We're not having to do this with our mouth. That's why I tell people have a misconception that we need a bunch of salespeople. I don't need a bunch of salespeople. I need a bunch of committed people that want to change their lives, and will put people into the funnel, let the high-tech tools work for them. And then I can truly say to somebody, you could build this business in 5 to 20 hours a week. You could truly be homebound. You know, we used to call it home base, but you could truly be homebound and still build a big business here. Anybody could do this. And so now we go from, we've got the presentation. You know what the presentation is. Then the follow-up, because now based on questions that people are going to ask me, avoid the ego-driven response of answering people's questions on your own. Because here's what's going to happen. People are going to ask themselves, can I do what this person just did? Too often, our responses and our presentations are too long, mine included. So what I've learned is as soon as someone asks me a question about something, and we've already addressed some of the main issues, some of the main objections, some of the main questions people are going to have. There's 3 big ones, 3 common ones that happen all the time. And you'll catch on to that as we're going forward. One of them I get is, the difference between, a blood test and a DNA test. Well, guess what? I don't have to explain that. I'm no doctor. I'm not going to try to be an expert in this area. I've got a video. The first one you see there is blood versus DNA testing. I can click on that, automatically send them that video where it's Dr. Jen Myers explaining, Kyle McGregor sets the stage for it, explains the difference for people that are not getting it. They don't understand. And the video now is doing the work for me. So guess what? The 2 questions are going to ask is, can I do what this person is doing? And would I do what this person is doing? Well, the obvious answer to what we're going through is anybody could do this. You can do this. And because it's not corny, because it's not weird, because it's not being over-articulated or over-communicated or taking a long time to communicate, because these videos are extremely short, it's going to be hard for someone to say, I can't do this. As a matter of fact, when I'm done going through the entire process, if someone's not sure if they can do it, I'll walk them backwards through the process we went through, and I'll say, which part can't you do? Press a button on an app that we have, a high-tech tool that you can press a button that sends it for you. And then on top of that, guys, watch this. The app tracks. So when someone goes to watch the video, I know that they clicked on the video. And then it takes it to a next step. I know how much of the video they actually watch. Did they watch 10%, 50%, 100%? So that gives me information that I'm going to need when it comes to the follow-up. I'm going to know how to follow up with that person. So you can just go right down here. So we've got the designer nutrition video. So again, it goes into, really what is custom nutrition, and it's the future. We already know this is the future. We're ahead of the game here. So sometimes it's going to take a little more explanation. I shouldn't be the one explaining. I say all the time, say less to more people. When you look at what Carmen is doing and what Sherry is doing and what Tina's doing, they're saying less to more people. They're using a high-tech tool to speed up the process, because this is a land grab. If we know we want to, be the McDonald's franchise world, we just got to put more distribution points up faster than ever before, get in front of this marketplace. We've got first movers advantage. Then when we do go into momentum, when we do our full-scale launch in 2020, you've got more distribution points, and you guys know all ships rise with the tide as this thing explodes, because the market is being educated right now by everybody else. Pick up a Time magazine, pick up a National Geographic, listen to the music today. You're hearing DNA people are talking about DNA. I just watched a car commercial, I think it was for Lexus, and they said it's in our DNA. When you start to see this stuff popping up in pop culture, it means the marketplace is being educated, similar to what happened with bottled water. The marketplace got educated first, then we stopped drinking out of tap, and now we only purchase water for drinking. The same thing is happening in the nutrition industry. Now, you guys are getting this. So you can look down here. You got experiencing you fit for. We don't have to go through all this, but we've got the testimonial group. So we want to get our new person onboarded quickly, get them into the Facebook groups. We've got the Team Empire Facebook group. The company's got the testimonial group. We got Uforia Science. There's so many places that they can get information that allows us to be out of the mix. What we're trying to do is get ourselves out of the mix so that it will duplicate. And by the way, if you take just these videos sometimes and you can put them up on your social media, things like that, and have people clicking on them every single day, capturing their information and automatically putting your prospect into your contact manager inside the Uforia app. I'm going to show you one other one. It's called the State of the Union talk. I use this a lot, and it's usually my third exposure. But here's where I go into. I did this for influencers. My initial intent was to do this for influencers on social media, to take a little different approach to presenting our product. I do a State of the Union on the state of basically of entrepreneurship, on disruption. I set the stage for what's happening and what is clearly happening and what nobody can deny is happening in our society right now. And then I tie Uforia into the solution to these things that are happening. And it's been one of the most effective, but it's a bigger exposure. So I need to build. I go from one smaller exposure to a little bigger exposure. And then, if we get that far, if they haven't signed up already, then I'm on to this. And these are usually slam dunks. So you guys are getting this. And if they have questions, they can fill out information. It's cool to see people doing that. Now, Mike, if you go back to the resources and you go down, guys, I use these surveys a lot. I use the surveys. There's one for the business. There's one for the health survey. I'm using these surveys where someone can take a 60-second survey, take 60 seconds to answer some questions. And it's a real non-threatening, simple thing. And for whatever reason, people love to take surveys. With the health survey, then what I do after that, I follow up with a 90-second video, basically saying, based on your answers to the survey, I thought this would be of interest to you. And it's the 90s. I said, watch this 90-second video. And from there, if I ever get an objection on cost, what am I saying? I'm saying, well, what if I could show you a way to get this product for free? Now, I'm not going to go into all those details right now, but every single time, if I sense any hesitation, I will say to them, what if I could show you how to get this product for free? What do you think happens every time I ask that question? Two things. Number one, I discover if cost is an issue. For some people, when they see the value of the product, cost is certainly not an issue. But for some people, it is. For some people, investing $150 in their health seems like a big deal, even though they're going to, we've seen so many people wiped out financially because they didn't invest in their health early on. And again, telling people that if you don't do anything else for your health, you should do this. But if I want to find out if that's what's holding them back, then I map out the plan to get their product for free every month. And it's amazing how many uninterested people that I've had that now are interested as soon as I say, what if I could help you get this product for free? Anyhow, you guys are getting this stuff. Then we've got the opportunity survey. It walks them through some simple questions that we need to know anyhow, but I don't have to do it. I don't have to ask them the questions, which saves me time while they're taking the 60-second survey. Guys, I can send out probably in 60 seconds, I can send out 2 or 3 more video exposures for 90 seconds. That's how you win at this game. Our last company, we had 327,000 affiliates in 8 different countries because we were moving so fast with high tech and high touch. We dumbed everything down. We simplified it to the point that it was impossible for someone to say they couldn't do it. Now, if they didn't want to do it, that was a whole other thing. But we made the system so incredibly simple for anybody to do it. Thank you, Micah. Go back to the thing. And then what we've done here now is we've got videos. You can click on videos. There's all kinds of extra videos that maybe, for whatever reason, you want to give some people some extra information or they're asking questions about things. You can say, hey, check out this video or check out that video. Again, I'm using the video so that my mouth and me, my personality is never an issue inside of this game. We want to be the messenger, not the message. Understand this clearly. You are not the message. You are the messenger. And when you get that, it can duplicate because then it's not about your credibility. You could be a big shot CEO of a company. You could be loaded, money coming out of your eyeballs. And that might be the very reason somebody doesn't join because they think, well, I'm not a big shot. I'm not this guy. I can't communicate like this person. I don't have contacts like this person. So they get shut down. Or you could be the person that has no contacts, has limited ability to communicate. But if you're making it about you being the message, they're going to say the same thing. Well, I don't want to be like this guy. I don't want to do this stuff. I remember when I was broke, disgusted, rolling my Pontiac 2000, 2-tone, 1-tone rust, 1-tone dirt. Nobody thought John Malott was leading them to freedom. So I got really good at using third party, getting out of the way, pointing at other people, pointing at tools, pointing at videos, pointing at websites, and saying, hey, it ain't about me, man. I am just the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. Check out the message. If you like what you see, I can connect you with someone else. And at any point in this process, if someone's hitting you hard, which a lot of times mean they have interest, then you can get your support team person on the phone. Get them on a 3-way. Say, look, I can't promise you anything, but let me see if I can get Kyle McGregor. Let me see if I get Micah, Tina, Kelly, Tina Butler, Sherry, Sean Zimmer, we got all these powerhouses. Maybe I can get them on the phone. I can't promise you anything, but maybe I can get them on the phone for about 5 minutes. They're coaching, directing me. They got 100% of the facts. They walk on water, glow in the dark. And now all of a sudden, you're continuing the exposure process with a real life voice who's probably just going to send them to another video or maybe answer a couple of simple questions and then direct them back to your site. Last thing I'm going to show you, and I'm going to turn it over to Micah to wrap us up. If you go down, wait, hold on. If you look at the thing, then you go into the onboarding process. I'm excited about this, guys, to be able to onboard your new affiliates right from here. Number one, it's showing them how to get the app. They got to get the app because the app is part of the duplicatable system. So the onboarding process now built into this thing is going to take your people through a 7-step process for coming on board, things they need to do, things they need to be plugged into, how to get into the communication link. But it's all simple stuff because we know every single person for the next 7 days, we're going to focus them on one single activity, which is pressing the button to send the 90-second video and do it over and over and over and over. We master the mundane. We do it till we're sick and tired of doing it. We keep doing it over and over and over until we are free. We do it until the income is where we want it to be. When the part-time income exceeds the full-time income, now we live in a world if I choose to, no longer in a world if I have to, but you've got to have a system. This is a business, guys. Build it like you would any, again, the skills you have to learn here, the skills you have to plug into are the same skills a Fortune 500 CEO has to get. You hear people saying, well, I know people that failed in business. I know people that failed in a business like this. Well, of course, Sparky, because they had to learn the skills of a Fortune 500 CEO. Now, the Fortune 500 CEOs went to Harvard. Fortune 500 CEOs paid the price. They did a whole lot of stuff before they ever became the Fortune 500 CEO. We're speeding up the entire process and teaching those skills through this without you having to be the issue. Those skills are being put in front of them. So they start to catch on. You got a multi-million-dollar high-tech tool that's right in the hands that you're delivering to them. So it's no longer about you. You guys are getting this stuff. Let me wrap this thing up. And okay, so you can see it right there. And then we've got more training. You're going to see us adding more and more training, specific things on 3-way calling. We'll go into more specific things on duplication. We'll go into using the high-tech tools. We're going to go into leadership. We're going to go heavy into team building. Things that are necessary. Branding, guys. Social media. We smash it when it comes to social media. A couple of simple adjustments with your social media, and now you got people knocking on your door. Anyways, we don't have time for all that tonight, but you're going to see all this stuff built into the app. And of course, we've got the reward section. We've already talked about that, where we're rewarding people, not for the result, because we know the results will come if the activity is being done proper. Proper activity will lead to proper results. That will lead to duplication. And so we're rewarding those that will do the activity. If you won't do the activity, guys, you win the game. Do the activity more than anybody else, and your check will be bigger than everybody else's. Whew. Kyle, let me turn it over to you. I did all that without taking a breath.
No, that's amazing. And I want to know how big your lungs are because, guys, just understand this. We're so blessed to have leadership of this caliber that has, been in the industry decades that can share and teach and coach these things because they've learned it. They've learned it through their own experience, right? And the best way to learn is through other people's mistakes. So learn, honestly, the more humble you become, the more coach you become, just do what we ask you to do, but we're going to show you why. And the understanding of the possibilities of, guys, this is a profession. This is a business. And once you shift that into understanding, this is your one of your keys that you can develop over time that create freedom for you. Okay. I want to address a couple of things. I'm going to bring on Micah. There's going to be a 2-part training here tonight, just because we want to make sure you understood the power of what we have here with the platform. Because if you build a platform, you build a system, and then you teach people how to plug into that system and then manage that system, that is what can grow exponentially. That's what can grow far away from you. That can grow internationally, right? So this is a key component for you to learn and utilize this and teach and coach it and use the platform that we developed for you. John, you want to mute yourself real quick? With that being said, again, but people cannot be duplicated. There's only one John Milan, only one Tina Butler, Kelly Dixon. But systems are what duplicate.
Kyle, unmute yourself, bro.
Oh my
guys,
God.
keep in mind when you're on these calls, if you unmute yourself in any way, it gets very distracting. Then the call ends up dragging on. So please keep an eye on background noise if you're going to be unmuted.
So what I was saying is what systems are what duplicate. People cannot be duplicated, okay? So plug into the system, utilize the system, and then teach and coach your people how to use that, because that's what will grow exponentially, where anybody even just gets started, never done this before, can learn a very simplistic way to duplicate their business, which leads to financial independence. So a couple recaps. I'm going to turn over to Mr. Micah on the onboarding aspect. Now, once you get to the point when they get to a place where they're ready to get rock and rolling up to start, they want to become a nutritionist or a customer, we want to make sure that they're already, this is not a close. You're not closing anything. You know, in traditional sales, like, oh, we got closed him. No, guys, what you're doing is you're building a relationship. This is a relationship building business, okay? And so you're opening up. This is just the beginning. Once they say yes, once you've actually led them down that path of discovery, once you're supporting them achieve getting their product and or becoming nutritionists to share it with the world, that now you've opened up that relationship, okay? So just remember this, a couple of recaps from John, and then we'll get on to Micah. Again, this is usually about a half-an-hour call. This week, we're going to go a little bit further because these are key components coming into the end of the year, into the new year from our launch. So we'll make sure we pack this, and we'll have this available for you later on. But number one, amateurs convince professionals sort. Guys, this is a sorting process. You can build this business, 5 to 10 hours a week, but stay consistent, persistent with your actions and activities. Say less to more people, okay? Use the tools and the resources and third party to answer the questions once you've done that exposure. And there's 3 philosophies. Exposure is everything, fortune's the follow-up, and work with a willing. Number 6 is market is being educated right now. Like bottled water is the paradigm shift. Guys, we're at that point where it will get to a tipping point where everyone will be utilizing this facet of nutrition because it's customized based on their DNA. And lastly, you're not, you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. This is a synergistic business in media where you can build this together. Make sure that you support each other in building this. And you are not the messenger. You are not the message. You are the messenger. You're just sharing the information. You are the conduit between the information and what is they're able to see. And so just like the mailman comes to your house, right? They're not going to open the mail and read it to you. Make sure that you let the tools do the work instead of you doing all the verbal communication. So that being said, I'm going to bring on Mr. Micah Gaudio. This gentleman, by the way, has spent hundreds of hours working in the background, a thankless job of really what's been developed and created here. For us as a team, as an organization, we're so blessed to have attracted him in this business at this time to help generate and create this magnificent platform we have here today with Team Empire. So if you want to share a few things with what we're doing with onboarding, with new nutritionists as well as new customers.
Yep.
Thanks for being here, my friend.
Okay. Thank you, Kyle. I appreciate that. Anybody else? Tom's talking about culture. I hadn't heard the Lexus ad, but I was thinking about that Lizzo song. Somebody else got me on that one. Yeah, you singing it too? Okay. Couple house cleaning items on Rapid Funnel real quick. Everybody knows that we have a new group code, new Uforia, and to enter that first and then go through and delete the other group codes. So that's what yours should look like. Hopefully everybody's on that same page. If you do it right, then when you come back down here to resources, it will be clean. If you didn't do that, then there'll be hundreds of things here and it'll be very hard to get to things. So we're trying to clean things up to make it easy, organize it. You're on.
So make sure that they put in new Uforia ad first.
Talk about the prospecting path, all of that. One important thing that came up a lot this week is with all the new events, a lot of people didn't know that you could just scroll like that and see all the different ongoing contests and promos, right? So when you go into those promos, you can also just thumb over left and right. And of course, on the home screen, sorry, I can't hear myself, so if somebody cuts in, let me know. Any of these little arrows will take you somewhere else, okay? So anywhere there's a little arrow, there's more juicy goodness in there for you. And of course, you can thumb back and forth, okay? Going into what's new in campaigns, what's completed in campaigns is once you sign up a nutritionist, and let's say they were in the opportunity or the product, right? So we've got 4 campaigns. Anytime anybody fills out one of those forms, they're automatically put into one of these campaigns. And I've heard a ton of you guys say that you have given up on people, and 2 months later, 60 days later, right? One of these, let's talk about like maybe the product right here. Sometimes, you know, their apps, things don't load. You got to go back and forth. Campaigns, product, there you go. And on day 61, you heard from them, right? So that's happened to you. So try to get people into these drip campaigns. They're very powerful. So we created a quick 7-day one for nutritionists. And it takes them through the 7 things they need to know from the last meeting we had last Sunday, the last training we had. And I don't know if you knew this, but you can actually click on these things. So like day 4, and you can see what emails being sent. And there they have all the social media that they should join, right? Including even the YouTube channels, right? So we're also working on a nutrition one that's very powerful. Look for that in the next week to be populated. So how do you change somebody that campaign? Let's go. So let's just say I've got a contact. I've been having fun with Sherry Girl today, and I want to assign her. I can assign her. Let's say she was in the other one. I can assign her right to the nutritionist onboarding, and that's how you do it. If they're already opted in, and then you're changing what drips they get. Hopefully that makes sense. And I just hit assign. There you go. The events. A lot of people have had question about how to share an event. Now, if you go from your home screen and then you click a video, you're not sharing it with anybody. These are generic links, and they're going to have contact forms on all of these, right? So when you want to share something on social media, do it from just going right to resources. However, the majority of the time, you're going to be going to that contact, right? And let's just say I wanted to invite Sherry to an event. This is important. A few people are missing this step. Let's talk about Tuesday with Tina and Kelly. And I click this. This is the step people miss, or they say they don't see it. It's right there. Then you can hit the share, right? And I can text her here, email her, or share it. And let me tell you why this is going to be big. You can send it through, Instagram. You can cut and paste it. We're working on some connections with Zoom that you'll know. Not only will they RSVP to the event, like the contest we had tonight that Sherry Girl won. She got 14 people to RSVP to the event tonight. So that's powerful. And not only that, they can put it on their calendar, and soon you'll know when they enter that Zoom call and when they get off of that Zoom call. So think of this as Zoom and follow up on steroids. That's what we're going to make this, and also a great training piece for you. So that's what we're adding. The 2 new campaigns, the nutritionist onboarding and waiting for nutrition, will be a 45-day why they're waiting for their nutrition. Covers a lot of cool things. Can't wait to present that to you guys. So look for that. Right now, that's all I really wanted to cover and be short. And so right now, if anybody's got any questions, I haven't been monitoring those, or anything you want me to talk about, I'd be more than happy to do that now.
And guys, you can unmute yourself by pressing the button. If you're on your phone, on the lower left-hand corner, the little microphone button, you can unmute yourself to ask any questions you might have.
Hey, Mike,
Hey,
can you hear me?
oh, go ahead.
Or
Hello.
there we go.
Hello. Micah, thank you so much. This is Sherry Girl. I just wanted to say you guys are doing such a great job. I know I bug you all the time with changes and additions, and you're just always so awesome, and you're always so accommodating. And so I just wanted to give a shout out to Micah, and also Kyle. Man, you're just on top of everything. So we wouldn't know what to do without either one of you.
Oh, thank you, Sherry Girl. And
Appreciate that.
likewise, you guys, if you see something out of sorts, like Sherry Girl saw a few things and brought them to our attention, we had the opportunity contact form on the exposed video, so not everything's right, and including, we need help writing, and we're taking and looking at what works, obviously, but when you send the message, those pre-written things are there to remind you. Like John said earlier today, remind them how long the video is, 90 seconds. I didn't think 3 minutes was long until somebody from another organization sent me a 3-minute video. 3 minutes is a long time. But the 90-second video works. We can hold their attention span. The data says it works. The feedback is it works. So lead with that. That's why we're together, coming together as a team with synergy.
Well, and we got the 90-second video idea. We watched Sean Zimmer smashing, exposures like crazy with the 90-second video. So we're watching, what's really happening out there and learning from the leadership.
Do you guys have the basic one without being exposed? Oh, good. Did you send that to me? Thank you. Appreciate that, because I have some people on my team that are just, have the basic, and I'm trying to find that link for the 90-second.
Oh, that link? Yeah. I'm sorry.
On the 90-second one?
Well, the 90s, you mean the onboarding for the rapid funnel?
No, they have the rapid funnel app, but it's the basic. And I can't find the 90-second. I don't have the basic one, so I don't know where the 90-second video is on the basic.
So real quick, you definitely need to be a paid user here. And it's, again, this is a platform that people literally using a fraction of this, maybe 10% of this, and spending hundreds of dollars a month. This is only $19.95 a month to run your business from the palm of your hand. So definitely, if you just have the free version, highly suggest you upgrade. You'll be able to participate all the facets of how the platform works. Otherwise, you'll get the basics of like what the Uforia app provides. But guys, what we're doing here is next level. So you want to integrate everything you're doing as much as you can. So the $19.95 will definitely be worth it.
Yes.
Hey guys, and also, and I want to remind everybody: be careful sending people links to some of these videos that end up taking them into YouTube, because then your prospect goes down the rabbit hole. Next thing you know, they're watching, cooking videos or, My Little Pony or something. So they end up going in the rabbit hole once you get them into a YouTube. What happens here is they stay inside of the system. So there is no distractions. They're going to watch a video and then another video is not going to pop up. You control the entire exposure process here. I've had so many of our teams say, well, I sent them to this video on YouTube and I never heard from them again. Well, they're probably still watching YouTube videos. Now they're probably, trading cryptocurrency or some shit. So you got to, understand that this is critical to control the exposure process. And you control the exposure process by you asking questions and you directing the next bit of information. Once your prospect starts controlling it, the game is over. And this allows us to do it without, in a lot of cases, we're not even speaking to these people. So a brand new person who's not a salesperson, who's a school teacher, an IT professional, someone who's nervous or thinks they're supposed to be in sales, I tell them, do your first 7 days strictly through here. Don't be calling people right away because they're going to ask you a question. And then one of two things are going to happen. You're either going to have to lie to answer the question because you're brand new, or you're going to tell them, well, I've got to get that information, which is the correct answer. The challenge is now you're slowing down the process because now you got to find the information or you got to connect with a busy support team person. And now you start getting frustrated. You're getting frustrated and your prospect's getting frustrated. If you stay inside of this all-encompassing system, you can move with speed. And speed is the key when you've got first mover's advantage. Speed is the key right now because when we go into momentum in 2020, those that did this with speed and urgency and kept control of the system, once this thing takes off, your team's going to know exactly what to do. You're not going to have to go and retrain them on what to do when we go into momentum. They're just automatically going to go into momentum.
Speaking of which, I think this is a great segue into, starting about talking about the drip campaigns that we have to help for the onboarding process. Because that's a key component, is helping somebody get started right. In that first time frame, you want to make sure that they stay close to the fire, that you want to make sure that you stay in the grass fire. And the people that are most excited and ready to take action are the ones that just enrolled, right? That just got started. So you want to make sure they get started right. So Mike is going to go through and lead you through a very simplistic way to help onboard somebody in an efficient manner.
Right. And Tina, to answer your question, the 90-second is under also, it's just not in the funnel. Product down at the bottom, nutrition video. That's the 90-second as well. So that's available.
Yeah, way down.
Awesome. Thank you.
So everything that corporate has obviously is free here. Yeah, Kyle. I mean, I could take you step through step. Not all of it is built, but the nutritionist will be just like I showed you over here in the campaigns. We talked about it last week, and it's just simple fact of assigning them to that campaign. When somebody comes on board, you sign them up on the utritionist campaign, or you sign them up on the nutrition, and you take them out of the product or the opportunity drip, right? Because you accomplished your goal. That's been kind of a missing link as I went around and talked to leaders and you guys and needs. So we're building it right here. So not only can you assign it and send it as an email, but you can also send it as a resource. So if somebody's like, hey, you know, think of the time saving right here. You just go to onboarding, click social media, share it in a text, email, and they can click the links right there and like you know, the corporate Uforia group, your rising stars if they're
Are you sharing your
nutritionists.
screen? Are you walking through us? Because we just see
Yeah,
the
yeah. So right now, you can see that in campaigns and it under nutritionist. So U checklist is the first thing. Here it is. Click to download the U checklist. There it is. Your member ID, all these basic things. One of my best guys who bought a 10-pack and forgot to put his DNA test. Remind him of that.
So if somebody is like you, Micah, you want all the information. You're a green type personality, but also red, where you're driven. You want the information here and now. But a lot of people, they want, you know, too much too fast. They get inundated. They get overwhelmed. So that's why we have this drip campaign where we can help them go through step by step these initial things to build and set up their business properly. And then show them in the meantime how to simply share and expose the information to their prospects so they can earn while they learn.
Here's all the events right here in text. You know, easy to share. We also got text reminders. You can also send them through the events. It lags a little bit here. So there's the events. Social media best practices. There you go. We also have John's how to get 10,000 followers on there and some samples.
So we're going to keep this as super simple. We're going to kiss our business, and we're going to help walk people not just through the process of enrolling as either a customer nutritionist, but also at that point onboard them efficiently where they can learn the simplicity of how to duplicate, to create a solid team and organization, or even just share the information with other people so they can actually get their product for free. So, John, do you want to add anything to this to wrap things up? And then I'll have Micah share one or two things, and then we'll close this baby out.
Yeah, no, I think everything's been said. It's pretty simple. We've got a tool for duplication. It's as simple as that. If you don't have a better way to get your business duplicating, then I would suggest jump on here. I mean, it's an optional thing. Of course, you know, I always say it, you know, success is also optional. We put a lot, look, this tool was developed by some of the most powerful minds inside of relationship marketing, based on years and years of failing, based on years and years of not getting organizations to duplicate, based on years and years of trying to figure out how to put speed and velocity into their organization. So this tool does all of that for us. And it's, again, it's in the palm of your hand. And if you talk to a business person, you ask them about, you know, what tools do they use for building their businesses for getting speed and velocity to that, you start to realize that people are investing big money into this type of technology. I'm talking about big money. I got friends that are running $100 million companies, and they're investing millions into this technology. It's already built for us, guys. And as a community, we can utilize this tool, and we can put so many people on this tool, teach them how to use it really quick. We've got the tutorials, we've got the support system, and let them go. We don't have to be involved in every step of the process anymore, because our time is going to be better spent or better invested by going to the next person and saying, look, I've got this amazing, socially conscious, socially relevant company. We're here before it's time. And the good news is, Mr. Full-time job person, Mr. I'm busy, go with my life person, I've got a very simple high-tech tool that millions of dollars were already invested in that you can put in the palm of your hand and delivers. You could be at home, you know, watching Netflix and make 20, 30 exposures with that 90-second video and get this ball rolling. And in 6 months and in a year, that residual income is coming because you did the proper activity. The income always follows the activity. This allows us to do the proper activity, keep it in-house, and get it duplicating. And then, guys, remember, that front page, that first page, your home page, I use it all the time when someone's complaining or saying they're not getting where they want to be. I don't have to question them like a detective. I just say simply screenshot that page, send it over to me, and I'm going to help you. I'm going to help because I can look at the numbers and say, okay, well, if we can adjust this number, or we can get more hot prospects, or we can get to, more exposures this week, I promise you're going to get the results on the back end. Just let's keep focusing on the activity so we can develop the ratios like any professional would do, like any great business is going to know their key performance indicators. We're going to have all that done. They're going to see you're a professional, that you know what you're doing. And every issue they've got, you're going to find inside the app where you can send them a video, or you can get one of your support team leaders on the line. So that's it, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you.
That's awesome, John. Hey, I just wanted to give a shout out, John, Micah, Kyle, everybody on here. Rapid Funnel keeps increasing to be such an amazing tool that we can use. And guys, I utilize it all the time, especially just as a pitch, even on people like John was saying with time-wise. And I can't appreciate enough everything you guys are doing. This is something that just blows out of the park. Even some of you influencers, or you pitch to influencers, if you have, on social media, on Instagram specifically, above 10,000 followers, you could set up a Linktree account like I did. Take a look at it, where I have little captions where you can click and it'll go straight to the video that's going to direct people to those and tells you what's going on, the stats. It's amazing. So awesome that we have this tool here, guys. Thanks so much tonight.
Hey, by the way, Sean Zimmer won the airline tickets to Puerto Rico. I mean, he smashed the last activity contest, and you can see it's interesting that he won the activity contest, and he was also one of the top sponsors in all of Uforia. And he continues to be that way because he continues to put out the activity. Now it's just a matter of time as this team is getting on this app. Watch what happens from a duplication standpoint. When we're talking about, Sean, a year from now, we're going to be talking about person after person on his team who's crushing it and winning these activity contests because he's leading by example.
Hey guys, Carmen Patino. Thank you guys so much. Love the Rapid Funnel, and John, Micah, Kyle, you guys rock. I can't wait to get global and take Uforia with me wherever I go. So thank you so much.
Awesome. You're killing it, Carmen.
Great
Thank you.
job, Carmen. Thank you so much. Michael, why don't you close this baby out? Thank you guys for being on here. Again, staying consistent, showing up every single day in your business, at least something to build your future fortune and allowing your dreams to be achieved here. That's what we're doing here. And we'll have other trainings to show you different techniques, things you could be utilizing and using through this platform. So stay tuned. Make sure you stay plugged in, show up and win. Micah, to you.
Yeah, and I just got to say, John's being a little modest. John fronted the tens of thousands to get this going. So when you can, send a personal message to him saying, thank you, John, for doing this. This is a high-tech winning tool. I've been very involved with Rapid Funnel on things, and anything new, we will have it first, and we will continue to win. Appreciate your time on this long call. Have a great week, guys.
Thank you. Good night, guys.
Thanks a lot. Good night.
Let me end this recording.